What's up, everybody? How the hell are we? Welcome. Great to see you guys in. It looks like some notifications are actually going out tonight, which is really good news. Great to see you all in the chat. I do appreciate your time. As you can see from tonight's thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a bit of fun. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want to ask, or you can bring up topics that we'll have a chat about, and I promise you, I'll do my best to get through them. There's no guests or anything coming in tonight, so it is all you guys. This is your show, as I always say, but this time, it really is, because I've got nothing, folks. I've got nothing for you. No agenda here whatsoever. Dylan Cooney's in on Hotmic. How are you, buddy? Luke is in as well. Tiernan's in on Hotmic. Welcome, and Sim as well. Lovely to see you all over there. And hello to everybody on YouTube as well. As always, ladies and gents, we are simulcasting on YouTube and on Hotmic. Which is our favourite platform? The one where you have to put the code Anfield agenda in. That's the favourite platform. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we've got over 1,300 Hotmic followers. So thank you to 1,300 of you legends who have gone out there and downloaded that app and helped us out. Really appreciate it. It helps keep the channel going. So again, link in the description. All that jazz. Codes on screen. I'm not going to go on about it. Right, questions. What have we got? Give me something. Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house? I doubt it, mate. But it depends what house. If you go Wendy house, then maybe. Is a Wendy house a very Irish thing? A doll's house, abso-fucking-lutely, Wardy, but I don't know, mate. Can it jump over a house? I don't know. What's your favourite type of bread roll? Oh, there's two, mate, right? And I'm going to show how what a cheapskate I am, Connor. Lidl do two. So they do a Gouda cheese bread roll that I really like, and they do like a bacon and cheese bread roll that I'm quite partial to as well. And Christ me, I do like bread rolls, mate. Any tips for quitting smoking, said Mark. Yeah, 100%. What I did, I used to smoke, Mark, I used to smoke 40 a day. I gave up about, I think it's about 9 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, as did my good lady wife. She gave up at the same time as well. I would read the Alan Carr Easy Way to Stop Smoking. That's the suggestion that I would give you, Mark. That's what I use to give up smoking as well. Right, let me over to Hotmic, see if you've got any questions over here as well. Favourite non-Liverpool player and moment of the season, favourite non-Liverpool moment. Right, favourite non-Liverpool player, Kevin De Bruyne or David Silva. I think, I know about Manchester City players, but when I was on a stream the other night, somebody asked me about this, and I said, look, 3 players that I wished could have played for Liverpool or wore a Liverpool shirt were Thierry Henry, David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. The 3 of those guys are sensational footballers, they really are. Welcome to Michael McMahon as well, newest member to Anfield Agenda FC, you absolute legend. Thank you, sir. Enjoy those emojis, and thank you very much for your support, mate. It really does mean the world to us. Right, so my favourite non-Liverpool moment this season, Jesus, let me have a think. My favourite non-Liverpool, I'm trying not to be sarky here. Do you know what? Favourite non-Liverpool moment. I'm honestly trying to think of moments that have made me laugh from other clubs. I'm going to circle back around to that one, mate. Sorry, my memory's shocking, but I will circle back around to it. When do I think the EPL will start again, said Liz. Cautiously, I would say the start of June, middle of May, start of June. But I've also seen something that there's a really good segment today on the Sunday Supplement on Sky Sports, and they had Miguel Delaney, they had Henry Winter, and they had David Maddock, I think it was. No, it was Ollie Holt. It was Ollie Holt, sorry. And they were talking about it, and I think it was Henry Winter who said October to him seems more realistic. Now, again, could be some quoting that wrong or anything, but I think October is what he said. So I would say the start of June is probably the earliest realistically that we're looking at. But like everybody else, I hope upon hope that it starts sooner. But it is really important to say, like, whatever happens, they can't be putting a strain on the NHS because, you know, there needs to be an ambulance at every game and stuff like that. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Liverpool today. So a lot of clubs and a lot of people are doing a lot of wonderful things around the world. Liverpool have offered up their stewards to help any shopping centres and stuff like that with managing queues and crowd management and all those kind of things. Manchester United, Manchester City have both donated 50 grand as well to local food banks. Robert Lewandowski has donated $1 million, which is absolutely phenomenal from him. And many other footballers donating bits and pieces as well, which is beautiful to see. Right, more questions. Messi or Ronaldo or Origi? It's Origi, mate. It's got to be Origi. But between Messi and Ronaldo, I've made no secret of this, buddy. I'm Messi. Messi, absolutely. Harvey said, good shows on Netflix. I just finished watching the Aaron Hernandez thing, mate. which I thought was really good. And Dirty Money is a very good show as well. The Family, which is quite an interesting show. But I suppose it depends on what type of genres that you like. I'm a documentary and comedy person, really. What's my everyday job? I'm a carer to my son. That's my everyday job, mate. Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty much unemployed. Few little bits and pieces, but yeah, that's me. Which is why I probably have so much time to stream and stuff. What's this? Oh, is that a fake? That's a fake account. Sorry, I was thinking, what the hell is this? Yeah, you can't be calling your name YouTube support, mate. You got to change that. Sorry. My wife's in the chat. Right, I better answer her question, or she'll just give me an elbow later on. A whole nut or an M&M peanut bar? Whole nut. Whole nut, Sabrina. It's a tough one, though. You know, I do like some chocolate with nuts in it, but the M&M peanut bars are alright, but the chocolate of the M&M is just not the same as Cadbury's chocolate. Stephen Norris said, I'm going to give you a donation. You're an absolute gent, mate. Thank you. Little bits and pieces like that do make a massive difference to us. Right, ladies and gentlemen, there's 23 viewers on Hotmic right now. I don't know how many is in the chat on YouTube because I can't see where I am. But if you guys can do me one favour, coming over to Hotmic allows you to have one little extra that you don't get on YouTube unless you have YouTube Premium, and that you can have our stream live on the Hotmic app on your phone or on your tablet. I know Connor's looking at it right now on his brand new iPad. Well done to Connor. You can flick through different pages and it follows you around. So you can open up, go onto WhatsApp, have a look on the web, and the Hotmic little screen follows you around to whichever page you're on. It stays at the front of your phone, unlike YouTube. So if you can do us that one favour, if you love this channel and you want us to keep going and progress, just download that app and put in the code that's on the screen. It really can change us and keep us going through these dark times and keep the channel alive. And it costs you nothing. The app is absolutely free to use, free to download. There's no ads on it. There's a live chat function on it as well. And there's a share button. So for the 27 viewers that are over there at the minute, if you can just share the stream for us as well. Right, more questions. Sharks or elephants? Sharks. I like the evil look of a shark, mate. I'm fascinated by sharks. Whenever I go into aquariums or anything like that, I'm mesmerised by them, mate. There's something, just knowing that they're a killing machine, and just those eyes, there's something about them. Who's the best centre-back ever? Said Connor. Look, I think Cannavaro was an amazing centre-back. I think Alan Hansen was an amazing centre-back. Modern day centre-backs, Virgil van Dijk, Vidic, Rio Ferdinand. I hate to say it, I said this on the Football Terrace the other day. I have a lot of admiration for Rio Ferdinand. I got to watch him live, and just the guy was like Virgil van Dijk. They're very similar in the way they read the game, the way they glide around the pitch, the way they don't have to use their pace, but they can step it up when needed. So they're some of my favourites, mate. Some of the players that I've... And look, then you've got different types of centre-back like Jamie Carragher and John Terry as well, who are more kind of, you know, played with their heart on their sleeve type of centre-backs. Who do I think's the best footballer ever? Diego Armando Maradona. I think he may not have had as much success as he should have had for varying reasons, but look, I know it kills me not to say Messi, because I do want to say Messi, but honestly, to me, Diego Maradona is fucking sensational. Like, just ridiculously good. Pablo said, Hotmics helps me so much whenever I'm at school. Nice, mate. Little sly stuff. I love it. I love it. Thomas McGee said, Umbro or Puma? Neither. They're both shy. I would never wear anything Umbro, so Puma. Like, never. When Ireland used to have Umbro on their shirts, I never bought them. It's only when they switched over to New Balance, or previously when they were Adidas, that I start buying the shirts. And it's got nothing to do with Everton, by the way. It's not an Everton thing. I just don't like the logo or anything on Umbro. Stephen said, correct answer, Craig. You can now join our special club. Well in. Shout out to Dave Sweeney as well, who did ligaments today in his ankle and is recovering. I hope that you're being looked after, mate, and I hope you get back. David Beckham 7, how are you, mate? Lovely to see that you've changed your name, mate. Well in. Appreciate you doing that. Can I have a chat with you about something serious on Instagram? I don't use Instagram, mate. If you can, of course, contact us on Instagram. But it will be Connor that you're chatting to, mate, because I don't run the Instagram account. So maybe Connor Crosby, you can tag him or give him a response if he messages, because I'm not an Instagram user, mate. I mean, who wants to see this on Instagram? Ronaldinho or Zidane? Ooh, belter of a question that from Pablo Cabrera. Ronaldinho. He's a fucking mad fucker. I love him. I love the fact that he's just nuts. Married 2 birds at the same time and all. Yeah, Ronaldinho. Although, again, we're talking about amazing players. These are great questions, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. You're playing out of your skin. Right, what have we got? Over the hot mic for a question now. Have you seen the Klopp promise on NSNBC? No, Liz, I haven't. We don't get NSNBC over here, so unfortunately I haven't. But anything Klopp always gets a thumbs up from me. Paul from Redman got corona. Hope he gets well soon. Look, if that is true, if Mr. Machin does have the coronavirus, then of course I hope he gets well soon, without a shadow of a doubt. Like a great ambassador for our fan base. 100% hope he gets well soon. Right, what else is there? Have I ever had a whitey? Do you know what, mate? I haven't. No, I haven't. Now, what did happen is when I mixed said product with alcohol, I'd puke and get dizzy. But no, I've never had a whitey, no. Liverpool of 2005, said Neo, or Liverpool of 2019? 2019, easy, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. I mean, look at the starting 11s. If they were to play each other, the 2019 team, I think, would absolutely tear that 2005 team apart. Even with having Gerrard in there, Xavi Alonso in there, Carragher in there, Didi Hamann in there. That 2019 team, man, that's special. Right, FIFA Football Chowdhury said De Gea or Alisson for their whole career. I think Alisson's a better goalkeeper, but I think De Gea has proven himself more, if that makes any sense. I mean, David De Gea has had up and down periods, but there was 3-4 years there where he was unbelievable for Manchester United, like single-handedly saving them time after time after time. I think right now that Alisson is at a better level, so I would take Alisson now, but I never deny the ability of David De Gea as a keeper. What's my United 99 or Liverpool 1920 combined 11? That's a bit long to do, mate. I'd probably need to do a little bit of research on that one. But I said, I think somebody asked me what's the best Premier League team of all time. I think it was Terry actually, and I said that United 2001 team is special. Sorry, I'm confused myself. The 99 treble winning team. Apologies. Do you know Cork's clubs are doing football for artistic kids called Football for All? That is a beautiful thing, Thomas McGee. Beautiful. Liverpool to start a dynasty under Klopp, said Hussein Khalif. And thank you for the question, mate. Yes, I genuinely do believe, mate, that once we get this 30 years of winning no top division title off our backs, I think, yes, it will ease the pressure on the club. I think we've already lifted trophies on the Klopp. We have a Champions League on the Klopp. We've got, the World Club Cup, the Super Cup, Premier League trophy on the way. It'll be nice in a year or two to start adding some domestic trophies as well, but I don't think we're in a period where we will see anybody really dominating English football. I mean, Manchester City have had a pretty good run, let's be honest about it. But I think when the time Jurgen Klopp leaves, we will have another 3, 4, 5, 6 trophies to add to the collection for sure. What would be harder to live without, Diet Coke or Liverpool? Liverpool. Diet Coke would be... I'd switch to water, mate. I mean, yeah, Liverpool would be so much harder to live without, Azzy. Virgil van Flop. That's ridiculous. Come on, big god Bob. Phil Jones is better than Virgil van Flop. And making stupid faces when he tackles, 100% better. At football, nah. Computer says no. Again, ladies and gents, don't forget to download that Hotmic app. Put in the code Anfield Agenda and give us a follow on there. What else is there? Will I ever do a room... What's this? Will I ever do an out of room video or a vlog? We sometimes do little vlogs, mate, when we travel, when we go over to Liverpool and stuff. We're starting to do little bits of behind the scenes stuff and outtakes on our Instagram account, by the way. So make sure you guys go over and give us a follow on Instagram. John Hamilton's put the link in there. But if you're on Instagram, it's just at Anfield Agenda. Connor's going to start giving you guys little funny takes, little fuck-ups that I've done and things like that. We don't usually put out. But there will be some extra stuff coming. Are you still doing the retro game watch-along? Yes, we're just trying to... pencil in a date, and we're trying to make sure that we're all good to go with Hotmic and that, mate. But we will be doing a watch along of Istanbul for sure. Jack Bassett asks, who would you sign as a backup to Alisson, or would you promote Kelleher? No, I wouldn't promote Queven Kelleher yet. I do think sending him out on loan is a good idea. Who would I get as a backup? This is a tough one. Like, I mean, I'm not giving you the lazy answer when I say Kikir, because I know it's easy and I talked about him a lot, but the more I looked into him, I can see why we've been linked with him. 30 million, if that is the price for a backup goalkeeper, is probably a little bit too much for us to spend. So if that was the case, I don't know. If you're looking, it's very difficult. I could say Pope, I could say Butland, I could throw a load of names out there, but these guys aren't going to want to come and sit on the bench, and they're not going to want to come. It kills me to say this, but I actually think Manchester United have one of the best backup goalkeepers around now in Sergio Romero. He's an excellent backup for them to have, and somebody of that kind of ilk would be quite good. Could Kevin De Bruyne win the Ballon d'Or? If Manchester City go on to win the Champions League, and he's a standout performer for the rest of the competition, and he's been an absolute phenomenon. I think he's a beast. I love Kevin De Bruyne as a footballer, and you can't but be complimentary when you're talking about him. Is he capable of winning the Ballon d'Or? If Man City go and win the Champions League, yes, he is. Harvey said, favourite holiday destination? Look, everyone knows I have a soft spot for Orlando. I'll be there with the kids quite a lot, but Turkey is probably my other one, mate. I love going to Turkey. I think it's a wonderful country. Would I rather have Van Dijk or Maldini? Van Dijk, although Maldini was amazing. I just love Verge, mate. I just love having him at the club. I love the calmness that he oozes. Right, more comments to come. I think we've got a new member as well. Let me just say hello to the new member. Where has he gone? I think I've missed it. Oh, no, there it is. Stephen Norris, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, buddy. Newest member to the channel. Really do appreciate that. One thing you'll notice, by the way, with our members, ladies and gents, is they have the Anfield Agenda logo or the crest beside their name. You see different colours of those crests on the screen. So, for example, Adam Parks there, he's been with us up to 3 months now. He has a gold Anfield Agenda badge. The badges change colour the longer that you're with us. So it starts off as bronze, then it goes to silver, and then when you go into your 3rd month, it goes to gold like Adam has. And then you've got all the emojis to use, like the WFMs and the 6 times and that. So thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that, buddy. What do I think of Ibrahimovic? I'm torn on him. I'm torn on him, Pablo, because I mean, the gesture that he made, by the way, in the video that he made about the coronavirus stuff, donating the money and urging other footballers to do it, that's wonderful. Absolutely all over that. But it is an act, the whole Ibrahimovic lion type thing. It is a bit of an act, but I kind of like it as well, to be fair. I do love a bit of arrogance. Right, my wife has a question. She said my son Lucas has a question. Who was better, Mohamed Salah or Messi? Messi? Look, it's Messi. I can't say that I think Messi is the 2nd best footballer of all time, the best of our generation, and then say Mo Salah is better. So, Messi. I mean, look at what he's done. But thank you, Lucas. Love you, dude. Dominus Earth is in. How are you? Trent or Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a question from our Manchester City friend. How are you, my friend? Hope the family are keeping well. Trent without a shadow of a doubt. I think what we do, the way we play, Aaron Wan-Bissaka wouldn't be as impactful in our team, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka is one of, if not the best, one-on-one defensive fullback I've seen in a long time. And it's scary to think that they're both so young. They're both going to continue to progress, but Trent is he's unbelievable for us. He's basically a winger playing a right back. It's mental. So yeah, I would go with Trent. If I was the manager, who would I sign? Timo Werner, mate. Come on. Timo Werner time. I'd sign Werner, and then for the attacking midfield position, I was saying last night, I narrowed it down to 2 players. It would either be him or Kai Havertz. They're the 2 that I'd look at. I know people are going to say like Grealish and Maddison, but I think that these 2 have a higher ceiling and would probably cost. Well, I don't know how much Grealish would cost, actually, to be fair. But yeah, Hussein Ouar and Kai Havertz would be the 2 I think that we should be looking at in that position. Left back, Saka from Arsenal. I like that kid. His contract is running down, so I go with him. Right, over to Hotmic for some questions now. Michael W said, hey Craig, first British team to win the Champions League. Love your chat. Was Celtic, was it not? I know Forest were the first English team to win the Champions League, Michael, but I believe Celtic were the first British team to win the Champions League, or the European Cup, if my memory serves me correct. Loved your chat against that Sonny. He's just a bully, man. Answer me, please, mate. Look, I'm not gonna. I said again, I'm not gonna discuss that lad's name. He's not worth our time. He's not worth my breath. So yeah, again. But thank you for that question, though. Right, James said Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Carragher, Robbo, Fabinho, Alonso, Gerrard, Salah, Mane, Firmino. I mean, that team would rip it up, James, wouldn't it? Brazil 1958 or Brazil 2002? I have no idea. I haven't watched Brazil 1958 as much, mate, as I would have seen the Brazil 2002 team. So I'll leave it up to you. That one I can't give you an answer. Do a family stream. My wife won't come on stream, mate. I've asked her loads of times to come on a stream with me, even for 5 minutes, and she won't do it. She's not as confident as I would be in front of a camera. Sonny Downey, how are you, mate? Right, some more questions. So, FIFA Football Chowdhury, you're going to get your comments deleted if you keep spamming. Happy to answer your questions, mate, but like everybody else, please just put it in once or twice. I mean, leave it a minute or two. By all means, maybe ask it again, but don't be spamming like that, buddy. It doesn't help anyone. And we don't want you to get kicked out. Sam said, when is your birthday? I have a shitty birthday, Sam. I mean, I have a really shitty birthday. Yeah, my birthday is September the 11th. Sorry, yeah, it's a shitty one, but I always feel guilty every year. It's kind of celebrating a little bit, but knowing the somber day that it is. Football 10 mutts. Best bottom league team. I don't know what you mean by that. By bottom league. I'll try and circle back around to it if you can just expand. Glenn Johnson or Charlie Adam? Glenn Johnson, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, at least there was some goodness in Glenn Johnson. And he did have a period of time there where he was alright for us, Glenn Johnson, at some points. Blue Hat Jack said, hey mate, and hello to you, Jack, how are you? He said, if you had to replace Mane, Salah or Firmino, who would you replace and who with? Belter of a question, that, mate, thank you. Salah is the one I'd replace, and I would replace him with... It depends if I wanted to take a punt or not. The easy answer is for me to say Jadon Sancho or Kylian Mbappe. That's the easy answer. But I'm somebody that loves the way Klopp brings in the likes of a Sadio Mane and turns him into what he is now. I mean, there's some players that you can see undoubted talent in, like a raw talent, for instance, Samuel Chukwueze, somebody that we spoke about before on the stream, somebody that Boya was talking about as well when I chatted with him on his channel. I also have a fondness for Todd Cantwell, who I think is an excellent left-sided winger. I'd probably end up going with Sancho, if I'm being honest. If I could just go out and sign anybody, it will probably be Sancho. He is a really good player. I know this is going to go back to haunt me when he ends up signing for Chelsea or United or somebody. Right, more questions. Here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll back up a bit so I don't miss a load of questions. What's my favourite stadium after Anfield? I have to say, myself and Connor were lucky enough to go to, when we were over in London at the start of the year, we went to a Spurs game. It was an FA Cup replay against Middlesbrough. Now, the stadium itself, it's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. I mean, it is one of the nicest stadiums I've ever been in. I've been to a lot of football stadiums, but I would probably have to say Spurs is up there, mate. It is phenomenal. I mean, I'm fascinated with football stadiums, and my dream is to go to the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta. I want to go to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. I'm absolutely fascinated by football stadiums and their architecture and the innovations with technology and stuff. So the Spurs Stadium was unbelievable, and it didn't even look too out of context of the area. I thought that they've done it really, really well. So I would say Spurs Stadium. As much as people probably want me to give a different answer, it probably is. It's fantastic. Have I ever played FIFA? Yes, but not for at least 3 years. 3, maybe longer. I mean, I haven't been playing FIFA since you had to start buying shit. That was the cut-off point for me. Once it got past you buying the game, putting the game in and playing it, I was done. Once you start having to buy add-ons and buy cards and make FIFA Ultimate Teams, that was it for me. I just thought it as a scam and a way to just rob people of more money. So it's not for me. Nah, I don't like it. I think you're already spending so much on your console. You're spending so much on the game. You're spending so much to be able to go and play live with your mates as well. To then have to buy players and shit, it just doesn't sit well with me. I think it's an absolute fucking rip-off. Who do you think's going to join Liverpool this summer? Timo Werner. I think the real interesting question for us will be, and I'm sorry to flip it on its head a little bit, I think who's going to leave Liverpool? That's a really interesting question. Like Lallana seems an obvious one. Kleiny seems an obvious one. Dejan Lovren has been linked to both North London clubs in Arsenal and Spurs. The two interesting ones that I read about the other day, they were Naby Keita and Divock Origi, who had been linked to moves away from the club. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're up to 1,307 on Hotmic now. There's only two of you guys who've come over since the stream has started. I'm going to lay it on the line for you. I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. Going over and downloading that app and putting in that code is the difference between us being able to carry on making more content and making better content and buying better equipment, and us maybe having a dodgy future. That is the God's honest truth about it. Hotmic can set us up in a way that YouTube just simply cannot do from a financial perspective, and it never costs you a penny. So if you do like the channel, please go over to your app store, whether it be the Google Play Store, or if you're on an iPhone or an iPad, the Apple App Store. Download the Hotmic app, Hotmic, and put in the code Anfield Agenda. Surely we can get that number up to 1350 on this stream. 43 of you guys, just download that app, put in the code, and I tell you what, those that check it out love it. And I'm not just saying this, they love it. And if you don't know what the app is, I'll give you a quick intro. If we're doing a game, let's say Liverpool are playing Everton, you can sync my commentary direct to your phone or your tablet, and you can sync it up with the television. So you can turn on your TV, you press the sync button on the app, it listens to the TV, knows what point you're at, and then syncs up my commentary direct to your game, so you don't have to listen to boring ass BT commentary and stuff as well. They also have crowd noise that they pump in the background as well. They have a live chat function on there, a share function on there, a tipping function on there. So many bits and pieces, and it's free for you to use, free for you to download, and it helps us out no end, guys. It absolutely makes a world of difference to us. I can't talk numbers with you, but you know I like to be honest, and I like to be blunt on the channel because it is who I am. We can make more on Hotmic in 2 months than we've made in the entirety of being on YouTube. And it doesn't cost anybody anything. That's the beauty of Hotmic for us, ladies and gentlemen. If you help us out by downloading that app and putting in the code, giving it a try, you are giving us more income than we've made in the nearly 2 years we've been in existence on YouTube. Because when we do live content doesn't have as many ads, and our content is watched live most of the time, so we don't get anywhere near the ad revenue that the likes of people that pre-record their streams get. And a lot depends, the CPM as well depends on what type of content you're making for sure. Right, more questions. I've done enough pitching Hotmic. I see the numbers starting to go up now, and I love you guys for that. Thank you so much. Right, more questions. John Barnes. Where's the John Barnes question? There was a John Barnes question. I think I've missed it. Where's the Barnesy question? Right, I'll try and find the Barnes question. Sorry if I missed it. Rob said, season voided or Klopp resignation? Season voided. For sure. I said this the other day. Even if the worst came to the worst and this season had to get cancelled, and I don't believe it will, for various reasons, mainly money, I think we'll win it next year. I think we'd win it. We think we would still go on and win it with this group of players at some point. I think Cantwell will sign for us if Norwich go down, said Harvey. I hope so, mate. We've definitely been scouting him. I think it was James Pearce came out a while ago and said that he isn't a priority for us, but that we have scouted him. So, right, more questions. Vinny said, speaking as a regular Hotmic user, it's fantastic. Hotmic's outstanding, said Adam Parks. Thank you for that, mate. I'm sure they'll love that feedback as well. Right, Carl the Broncos fan. How are you, my friend? I hope life is treating you well. The Denver Broncos. Every time I hear the Denver Broncos, I think of The Simpsons because of the Denver Broncos when Homer gets given the team. Right, would you rather Liverpool win 3 straight titles or win a title at Old Trafford and relegate Man United by doing so? 100% Liverpool to win 3 titles. I mean, I've said this time and time again. Liverpool fans are in the main only really interested in what Liverpool do. And I'm not one of these fans that goes around trolling other clubs and stuff. It's not my interest. I only care about Liverpool and Liverpool's success. So Liverpool winning the league 3 times, mate. But I know where you went with it. I understand why you went with it. But Liverpool, I want Liverpool to just keep lifting trophies, buddy. Did I ever hear of Ringmahan Rangers? Are they from Cork, Thomas? If so, yes, I have. The Cobb Council's in. Connor Nibbler, how are you, buddy? I hope life's treating you well. Right, over to Hot Mic for some questions. Keegan said he thought of The Simpsons straight away as well with the Denver Bronco. Connor's downloading the new Hot Mic app onto his iPad, his brand new swanky iPad from Mr. Crosby. Well deserved, I should say. Next season, Liverpool are going to win the treble, said Ryan. Right, keep your questions coming in on Hot Mic as well. What's my prediction? What's my prediction for Euro 2022? I think it's 2021, Neo. Who's going to win the Euros? I'm going to go with 2 sort of outsiders, if that's alright, a little bit. I think Holland and Italy. I think Italy are kind of sneaky, as in like they're a little bit better than we give them credit for. So I'm going to go with the Dutch or the Italians, mate. Luca Bradley said that even wrestling is on there. Yes, that's another thing about Hot Mic that I keep forgetting to say. It's not just football on there. You've got people on there that are doing watch-alongs of wrestling, they're doing watch-alongs of boxing, they're doing watch-alongs of political debates, they're doing watch-alongs of NFL, loads of stuff. Hot Mic is for sports fans and for people who love entertainment. It's for fucking everybody and it's amazing. I love it. I use it all the time. Would you rather sign Havertz or Coutinho? Said the Culture Medium. Appreciate the question, mate. Kai Havertz. I mean, I don't want Coutinho back, but I'd be interested to hear if anybody else does. Stephen Booker says Germany. You can never count the Germans out, mate, can you? You can never count them fuckers out of any tournament. What I love about Germany is when they go to a World Cup or they go to a tournament or anything like that, they book the hotels and stuff all the way through, right to the end, because they believe and they assume that their team should be getting all the way to the final. I love that about them. Was there a live stream last night? Yes, Casper. There was massive problems. Nobody got notifications. We had like 50 in the chat last night. That's how quiet it was. How did I become a Liverpool fan? Somebody said Holland's not an outsider. I don't know. I haven't looked at the odds, Chucky. I couldn't tell you where they are in relation to the favourites or not. How did I become a Liverpool fan? Right, so when we lost 2-0 to Arsenal at Anfield and they won the league because they had to win by 2 clear goals, I was in Raheny. My mum and dad were friends of theirs and they were having a dinner party. It was more of a piss up, to be honest. And I remember being in the living room watching that game live and being absolutely spellbound by Anfield. I was about 7 or 8 at the time. I'd only kind of started getting into football the last year or two before that. And I just loved the red kit, and I was spellbound by the stadium in Anfield. And even though Liverpool lost that game 2-0 and Arsenal won the league, I got the Liverpool bug. I just couldn't shake it. That was it for me. I was Liverpool fan for life, and it was a loss that got me into it. That's the weird thing. Darius or Plums? I don't know what the fuck that means, Liam. I mean, Darius, I don't know what Darius is. Or Plums, all I can think of is the fruit, unless it's something else. How salty? About what? What am I salty about, Princess? Putting in Los Colchoneros or whatever your name is. What am I salty about? I literally haven't said anything salty on the entire stream. But, I don't know, mate. I think that says a little bit more about you than me, perhaps. Cop Council said, Craig, would you swap Ben White if Dejan Lovren does leave next season? Ben White's somebody who'd been mentioned to me a few times. I haven't watched that much of him. It's a difficult one because do you go and bring in somebody who you want for a couple of years, somebody who's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, or do you go and bring in the likes of Sepp Vandenberg, Kiana Hoover, and let them have a run through? It is a difficult one because whoever comes in is realistically going to be behind Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez and competing with Joel Matip for the backup spot. So I don't know. I'd probably lean towards getting somebody with experience who's like 32, something like that. Maybe get a year or two out of them and allow what we have at the club, like Vandenberg and Hoover, to develop a little bit more. Who do I think is the best player in Liverpool and who's my favourite player? My favourite player is Bobby Firmino, and I think Sadio Mane is probably the most gifted of the players that we have. I love Virgil van Dijk, but I don't know, there's something about Sadio I can't put my finger on as to explain why I think he's more impactful to us than Mo. So Firmino's my favourite player though. Ella, how are you? Lovely to see you in. What's my favourite sport besides football? Asked Dylan Norton. Boxing, without a shadow of a doubt. I've said this many times, buddy. I'm as big a boxing fan as I am a football fan. There is not many fights that I don't watch when I can get streams of them, or when I can get them on pay-per-view. I absolutely adore the sport. Origi or Shaqiri? Origi Hussein. I've never really been able to take to Sheridan Shaqiri, and I don't know why. Okay, over to Hotmic now for some questions from there. We've got 1,314 on Hotmic now. 36 more you legends. Go over, download that app, and we're on the way. Keegan said Hotmic will be awesome to sub in the crowd noises. Yeah, it will be. It'll be great. Is this channel my full-time job? Said GM. No, mate, we don't make... No, we've never taken a wage from this channel, mate. We're still playing catch up with the equipment that we bought. So I'll give you an example of how expensive it was for us to get going. We both use MacBook Pros, myself and Connor. My MacBook Pro was about 1,600 quid. Connor's was a lot more expensive because Connor has a lot more kit and stuff on his. So his came to about 3 grand. So as you can see there, we're in for about 4-6 so far. The camera that I use was 300 quid that I use for the streams. The microphone that I use is just under 200 quid. We've got a couple of backup microphones. We've got live equipment as well, like mixers and stuff like that. If we're doing a live podcast in a room, we've got other microphones. We've got wireless keyboards. We've got ring lights. We've got boom arms and stuff like that. So all in all, starting the channel and going has probably cost us between 8 and 10 grand. And as I've said to you guys before, we've made less than 6 in 2 years on YouTube. So, yeah, as you can see, we're still playing catch-up. So, no, it absolutely is not my full-time job. Not even a part-time job, mate. Never taken a penny for myself. We just buy equipment, basically. And, yeah, we buy equipment and sometimes fun little trips and stuff if we want to go over and do some filming. Again, you'll always get an honest answer from me, ladies and gents. This channel is a community channel, as we've always said. We're building this up for people to have a community. It's not really about us making money, but if there is opportunities like Hotmic for us to do it without impacting on you guys, then we're always up for stuff like that. As well, if you're on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, ladies and gents. Craig, can I go to the toilet? On Will Kedagum Dulgadi on Leharis. Yes, you can go to the toilet, mate. Enjoy yourself. Have a sit down pee. Treat yourself if needs be. Fabio Borini or Ricky Lambert? Asked Jack. I love all these questions. Keep them coming. I'm really enjoying this one. It's a nice change. 45 minutes of questions so far. Well done, folks. They're absolute belters. Borini or Lambert? Borini. Just because of his celebration. I know Lambert's a scouser and all, but Borini just for a celebration. He never really hit the heights, did he? Neither of them did. Did I watch the World Cup in 1998? Yes, I absolutely did. France 98. It wasn't the greatest of World Cups, but yes, I did watch it. Your favourite small content creator? Said Aston Boys. Boya. I love Boya. Boya's one of my mates. So Boya, there are some really good channels out there, by the way, that don't get the credit that they deserve. Sometimes it's because their club isn't as big as, say, Liverpool or United, but there are some really, really good small content creators out there, like Boya and others. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with my man Boya because he's a friend of ours. What was your reaction when Liverpool won 4-0 at Barcelona, and do you think any Premier League club will break Liverpool's record wins? Well, my reaction, mate, you can see, because there is a clip of all our goal reactions from that game, and weirdly enough, even though it was a year ago nearly now, people still comment on it on a weekly basis. I think it's the video that's pinned to the top of our profile on YouTube. I cried, I got my tits out, my man boobs out, yeah, and I also was lost for words at one point. It was unbelievable. And do I think anybody will ever break our wins? Maybe. I mean, yeah, you got to say at some point somebody might. Right, I love this one from RedFan72. It's a zombie apocalypse and you've 1 bullet left. Which current Liverpool player would you save by hitting the attacking zombie between the eyes? That's a tough one. I've got to take a load of factors into consideration here, mate. I've got to take their age and stuff. But if there's a zombie apocalypse, the league probably isn't going to be fucking played for a while. Robbo. I'd save Robbo. I just love Andy Robertson as a human being as well as everything else. So yeah, I'd save Andy Robertson. That's a tough question. Who's my favourite Liverpool player? Asked Fabio. Roberto Firmino. Any transfer news? A little bit, Casper. We can touch on it later on for sure. We can talk about the fact that Liverpool have been linked with Aubameyang. I'm not sure if you guys had seen this. Aubameyang is out of contract at the end of the next football season. He's been linked to most clubs across Europe, Real Madrid, United and stuff like that. I don't believe it, personally. I don't think Liverpool are going to go and give him as much money and wages as other clubs would be willing to. Although I will not doubt the man's quality. Again, he's an absolutely fantastic striker who defo knows where the net is. There was a few other bits and pieces as well that I spoke about last night in the transfer news section. Just let me try and remember them, and I'll promise I'll bring them back up. The wrestler Sheamus answers the cup. Liverpool. Yeah, he's a massive Liverpool fan, Sheamus. Lovren or Sacco? Lovren. Absolutely Lovren. The thing about Dejan Lovren is his heart has always been in the right place, whereas Mamadou Sakho, his behaviour was a little bit iffy behind the scenes, I believe, and stuff. So, yeah, Lovren for me, mate. Because he gave us the goal against Dortmund as well, don't forget. Wales or Scotland? Wales. I've never been to Scotland, which is why I'm saying Wales. But I love both nationalities. Both people are lovely. And any Scottish or Welsh people I've ever met have been nothing but lovely, to be fair. Right, more questions from Hotmic. 35 to go on Hotmic, ladies and gents, so please do make sure you download the app, put in the code Anfield Agenda and jump over to give us a follow. Right, what else is there? What was the worst Liverpool signing ever? Asks Neo. Oh, there's a few, mate. There's a fucking few without a shadow of a doubt. Like Rafa Benitez, for all his good, he did sign a few shocking players. But for me, I can't. Like, people will give you loads of different answers, and they all have merit. But Sean Dundee is one that you're gonna get seen brought up. But El Hadj Diouf, because he's a prick. That's why he is a horrible fucker. So El Hadj Diouf for me is a player that I wish Liverpool never signed. Ever. I hate everything about the man. I hate the look of him. I hate his attitude. I hate that he spat at people. I just despise El Hadj Diouf. So that's for me who I think is Liverpool's worst signing. But I know there have been some shittier players for sure. I just hate that lad. I really despise him. And he always has this snide word to say about Carragher and Gerrard and Liverpool as well. So yeah, him. He can go fuck himself. Right. I know people are putting in names here. Like I can see Aiden put in Andy Carroll, Poulsen, Stephen Corker for Jack. And it's great to see Stephen Corker got back playing football actually after his battle with mental health. I was delighted to see that. David and Gog was dreadful. He had his moments though, Harvey, to be fair. He had a couple of decent moments, David and Gog. Adam Bogdan was an absolute waste, wasn't he, Thomas? That's a good shout because... Can I ask you a question, said OG Gaming? Of course you can, mate, but... You know, you need to put it in the chat, buddy. Bogdan, I never understood. He had one good game against us. He wasn't even getting a fucking game for Bolton. And they came and played against us in the Cup. He had a decent performance when we signed him. And he did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Balotelli is another good show. I remember I was at Anfield and I was in the Cup and it was Liverpool against Ludo Goretz. And I remember seeing Balotelli just standing there. We were on the attack down the right hand side. There was a chance to get a ball into the box and he didn't even make a fucking run. He just stood there and everybody around me, myself, we all just screamed like, run, just do something. He was infuriating, mate, really infuriating. So I can understand the Balotelli show, but he did let off fireworks in his bathroom though. So although not while he was at Liverpool. I do love a lunatic. Will Liverpool take the title or no? Yes, of course we will. Definitely going to win the league, mate. I don't want... By the way, if the league was to be cancelled right now, this is a question I'm going to put out to you guys. If the league was to be cancelled right now, would you honestly want Liverpool to be given the title if the league wasn't finished? My answer is emphatically no. Because I do not want Liverpool's first Premier League title to have an asterisk beside it, or a question mark beside it, or an exclamation mark beside it. I want Liverpool to win this league title without any possibility of any moaning or anything like that, because that's what we deserve. Oh, Paul Konchesky, he's another fucker. Yeah, good shout that, Michael McMahon. Great show. Davin Gog scored against United, said Tom Boland. He absolutely did, mate. That goal badge looks class. By the way, I'm not talking about the gold badge on our shirt, which also looks class. I'm talking about the gold membership badge that Tom has. Right, what else have we got? A happy Mother's Day as well. Good shout that, Kate. To all you mums out there. I don't know if it's the same in America. I don't believe it is Mother's Day in America. But if you're in the UK or Ireland, happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. My own mother's passed away, but my wife gave her mum a ring today. And obviously I told you guys they're still in self-isolation, so we can't even see them. Not that we should be anywhere, would be seeing them, but you know, it is tough. It is tough for everybody out there. But yes, big shout out to all the mums, of course. You don't fuck with an Irish mammy for sure. Joe Cole, he wasn't. Do you remember when Steven Gerrard said that Joe Cole does stuff on the training ground, Messi-esque? I just thought, oh no, mate, no. Best game I've been to, Istanbul, without a shadow of a doubt, Istanbul. After that, I was at the Merseyside derby where we beat Everton. Was it 3 or 4-0 that night? I've been to a few Merseyside derbies. The one where Lukaku did his ACL and we missed a penalty. Was that 4-0 or 3-0? I can't remember, but that was a belter of a game. Seeing Luis Suarez score those goals against Norwich as well, that was unbelievable when we battered Norwich. So, but I would say Istanbul, obviously. Shout out to Paul Konchesky's mother. Yeah, she was was it Carol? Is that her name? If I remember correctly. Oh, good shouts here from Jack over on Hotmic as well. Aquilani, Aspas and Benteke were awful. Aquilani, do you remember when we signed him from Roma as a replacement for Xabi Alonso? The nickname the Little Prince. And he was basically just injured all the time and never got going. Milan Jovanovic, at least he was a free signing though, mate. At least we got him for nothing. Was it Standard Liège? Is that where we signed Milan Jovanovic from? Did I see that Sean Cox has returned home with his family? Yes, we touched on it on last night's stream, mate. Beautiful. It is great to see Sean Cox home with Martina and the rest of the family for the first time in 2 years. Beautiful. I'm so happy to see that after everything that they've gone through and will continue to go through, that they get some resemblance of normality now, even though it isn't. But it's beautiful to see. Absolutely. Lots of love to the Cox family for sure. And I hope Sean continues with his rehabilitation. Mustafi or Phil Jones? Oh, that's a belter of a question, Reza. They're both shite, to be honest. Mustafi, probably. But I remember when Phil Jones was at Blackburn. Was it Blackburn he was at? And he was linked to United and us. And he was so promising at that point. I was a little bit disappointed when United signed him, but I needn't have been. Javier Manquillo is a shout from Harry. Is he still at Newcastle, by the way, Manquillo? Right, so what have we got? Markovic. That was another one, yeah. He was a waste of time as well. FF Sports and News. Hello, welcome in, buddy. Lovely to see you. Well, I can't see you, but lovely for you to be in. Right, ladies and gents, we have about 30 minutes left on tonight's stream. So, keep your questions coming. Please do download that Hotmic app if you want to help us out. As I said, it can help this channel survive and go on into the future. And it's free for you to do, free for you to download. There is a link in the description. And put in the code that you see on the screen beside me here. Anfield Agenda, all caps, all one word. Do I think VVD signs a new deal? Yes, that's something actually that I spoke about last night, but again, we didn't get notifications out, so a lot of people didn't hear about it. There are rumours doing the rounds. I think it came from 90min.com, but it's now being shared and talked about by a load of other establishments, that Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker are very close to agreeing new deals. Now, I can only think that there's one reason for that, and that's to reward them from a financial perspective for a job well done. Liverpool like to incentivise players, and if you're successful, they will give you the money that you deserve. But, that being said, they both have 3 and 4 years remaining on their contract, so there is no real need for Liverpool to rush into it, but you've got to be respectful of these players as well, and give them the market rate for the performances that they're putting in. So I can understand absolutely why that might be the case, and I hope it's the case. I want them both here as long as possible, and also I want Gini Wijnaldum to sign a new deal as well. What past Liverpool players would I have in the current squad to replace current players? I would take Sami Hyypiä to play alongside Virgil van Dijk. I would take Kenny Dalglish to swap out with Mo Salah. I would take... See, it's difficult because it depends on the system I'm playing for this as well. I'd take Stevie G and drop him in instead of Naby Keita. And I think the rest are pretty good. So yeah, those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Craig, no question, but you're a bald-headed beauty. That's good enough for me. Tuller, thank you very much. Oh, Fabian Ruiz, yes, that's somebody else that we spoke about last night. Liverpool have been linked to him for sure. Napoli player. Napoli are probably going to sell off a few players in the summer. So Fabian Ruiz is somebody that we had been linked with. He's also been linked with various clubs around Europe as well. But it's a name that keeps coming up, Fabian Ruiz. So I don't know if there is anything to it, but it's definitely a name that I've seen numerous times being linked. Neo over on Hotmic said, Fernando Torres or Dirk Kuyt? Fernando Torres, mate. I love Dirk Kuyt, but Torres was a much better player. Fowler or Origi? Fowler. Fowler's my favourite Liverpool player of all time, so Robbie Fowler. Do I think the VAR is worth it next season? Asked Ryan876. Yes, but there's a couple of things about VAR and the way football is going that really piss me off. One of them is the handball rule. I understand it was brought in kind of in conjunction with the Sergio Aguero goal where he slid in and the ball got caught between his armpit and his chest. But you cannot simply have two different fucking rules for the one thing. It's either a handball or it isn't. And some of the goals that get ruled out in build-ups for handballs that are like have no impact on what's happening. It's a rule that wasn't thought through enough for me. So that double handball rule, that it's different for an attacker and a defender bullshit. That needs to go. I want the referee to use the monitor to side of the pitch a lot more because the referee is the one that's in charge. I want him making the decisions where possible. I don't want it to be made at Stockley Park by somebody who isn't really involved in the flow of the game. I want referees for red card decisions. Offsides, absolutely no problem. I mean, we can talk about this clear daylight thing or any part of the player's body being onside is enough. That's a different conversation. I'm happy enough with the offside being looked at by the guys in Stockley Park. No issues with that. But red cards... possible handball incidents, penalty incidents, any of that type of stuff. I think, quite frankly, it's an abuse of the rules that they're not going over and looking at the monitors. If you're going to introduce VAR and implement it into the league, do it the whole way or don't bother your arse doing it. This kind of 75% of the way version that we have in the Premier League, I do not like at all. I want the refs making the decisions where possible. Boya said, most underrated player in the league in your opinion. For who? It's Buendia from Norwich. I would probably say one of the ones that comes to mind immediately is what's the fucking, you know me and my memory, mate, it's shocking. Wolves centre-back, or is he a left? Doherty. Yes, Matt Doherty. Is it Doherty? Yeah, him. He's a fucking fan. He puts up some numbers, man. Who else is I think is a very good underrated player? I don't know how underrated your right back is by at Leicester City that we spoke about, Pereira. I'd have him in a heartbeat. Who else is underrated? See, it's difficult because if they're English, they're automatically going to be blown up and too overrated straight away. They all get blown up out of all proportion. There are some players out there quietly on about their business and doing really good jobs and not getting the limelight for it. So, I mean, Jordan Henderson was a massive example. We spoke about time and time again that was underrated. Do I watch Mrs. Brown's Boys? Yes, I do. I do like Brendan O'Carroll. I'm delighted that after all the years of gigging and hard work that he finally got something like that gave him the long-term success and financial stability that he deserved for all his hard work. Adama Traore is an underrated player. I don't think he's underrated anymore, Neo. I think people are really starting to actually overhype Adama Traore at some points. Decore is a good shout for Mr. Morrissey. Genie's underrated at the culture medium. Enda Stevens is criminally underrated. Sheffield United player for sure. Another Irishman, so why not? Robert Smith said, keep your stuff coming, mate. As I'm in the Far East and staying indoors, it's a must. We weren't supposed to stream tonight, but I felt too bad. I understand that we all need social interaction at this point, and I understand that some of us, I mean, we've been kind of holed up in my house now for probably 10 days, 8-10 days. I mean, my wife's gone out twice to just go to the supermarket and back. But I haven't left the house since March the 5th, I think, was the last time I left the house. Todd Cantwell, Casper reckons, is underrated. He's starting to get some attention his way, though. Ward Prowse is a good shout from Harvey Latimer. What country am I from? Ireland. Khalifa, Ireland. I live in the beautiful country of Ireland, mate. Boyer reckons that Jota is the most underrated player for Wolves. Maddison or Grealish, asks Harry. If you asked me that question 2 months ago, I would have said Maddison, but I've changed my mind and I would go with Jack Grealish, mate, right now. Orline Fam said, is Son underrated or borderline? I love Son as a player. I think, again, I've spoken about before that he's somebody who would easily drop into this Liverpool team. I don't know if he is underrated. John said Ben Chilwell, again, very good player, but I don't know if he's underrated. Particularly because he's English, so he does get that English hype, but he's a very good player. Right, over to Hotmic. Shane Long is underrated. He's a nightmare to play against at Aidan Kelly. You're the best bald streamer around. You said bold, but I'll be bold as well, Keane. I'll take that. Do you think Matip is the backup or Lovren? No, do you think Matip is the backup for Lovren? I think Matip is ahead of Dejan Lovren in the pecking order, mate. So we'll go Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Dejan Lovren in that order. Then obviously Sepp Vandenberg. How bad is it out there? And where I live, my wife has never had any queuing issues or any people getting too much stuff. I mean, where I live right now, people are being pretty sensible. They're not hoarding shit in the supermarkets. There's no long queues, and I hope it continues to stay this way. Where do I stand on Naby Keita? Behind him, very much behind him, mate. I want him to succeed at this club, but I do understand that there are people who are getting frustrated with the injuries, the inconsistency, and the lack of top level performances that we hoped and expected from Naby Keita. I think he deserves a little bit more time. I don't want to see him sold in this window. Indeed, he's class as well, no doubt about that. That's a good shout. Indeed, he is a very, very good player, without a doubt. Do I have a PS4 or an Xbox? Yes and yes. We have both in the house, mate. My kids have them. My daughter has the PS4 and my son Lucas has 2 Xbox. One is a little bit dodgy though, so yeah, he's got 2 Xbox. Are they 1S's or 1X? I don't know what they are, but yeah, he's got 2 of them. Who do I think will win Young Player of the Year? Gilmore for Chelsea. Well, look, let me put it this way. If Trent Alexander-Arnold does not win Young Player of the Year, they might as well fucking throw that award in the bin. How can he put up the numbers that he's putting up and not win Young Player of the Year? So, it has to be Trent. Surely it has to be Trent. Who would I rather, Timo Werner or Jadon Sancho? I think Werner's far more likely. I'll probably say Jadon Sancho. And I'd probably flip-flop on this a few times as well, Joel. But I'd probably say Sancho because as good as Werner is and as good as he will be if he comes and he will score goals, Sancho could be phenomenal. Like, thinking of Jadon Sancho working under Jurgen Klopp, that is an exciting prospect. Ace Governor, how are you, my friend? It feels like a while since you've been in. Said, Craig, I'm a long-haul truck driver hauling food from the US to Canada. We are family. Stay safe, buddy, and out there on the front line doing your thing, buddy. Nothing but love to you. But stay safe and lovely to see you win again. Who do I think Liverpool will genuinely sign in the summer? The only one I'd be anyway confident of is Timo Werner. That's the only one I'd be in any way confident of, Benjamin. After that, I think it's all up in the air. I do love that Klopp brings in somebody out of nowhere, though, like a Fabinho type signing. Jack said Werner over Sancho because Werner could become far better than Sancho and would be a lot cheaper. He would definitely be a lot cheaper. Probably half the price. And yeah, the Gilmore thing, he's, as pointed out, he's played fuck all games. And he looks like a wonderful footballer, don't get me wrong. But has he played enough to really be in contention? It's a good point that Keegan made. What am I going to do after the stream? Every night after I finish the stream, because I do it in my living room, I spend about 15 or 20 minutes putting stuff away. So basically, packing up the monitors, closing the laptops, putting the microphones away and stuff. Then I eat, because I only eat once a day. I know I'm a fat fucker, but there you go. I only eat once a day, so I'll have something to eat. I'll watch Netflix, and I will... How do I phrase this without getting myself in trouble? I will relax. Let's put it that way. I'll relax. Where's Minamino's best position? It's far too early for me to say, Casper, because we've really seen him through the centre when he's played. I would have expected him to play in a wide position, or maybe even in the hole behind the front three. Fabian Ruiz has been linked, and their top priority. Well, I don't know if he is our top priority, Alex. It's very difficult for any of us to say with any certainty who is or is not our top priority. But he's definitely been linked. I think there are better players, but then again, he might be somebody who kind of got under the radar a bit. When I've been watching Napoli, you tend to kind of look towards Insigne and stuff when you're watching them. But he's a very good footballer. And again, whoever Jurgen Klopp wants, who are we to second guess? What am I into on Netflix at the minute? Asked Boya over on Hotmic. Again, ladies and gents, please do get over and download that Hotmic app. Please, please, please do download it. Put in the code Anfield agenda and all that jazz. What do I watch on Netflix? I just finished the Aaron Hernandez thing. I am watching... What did I start watching on Netflix last night? Dirty Money is what I'm watching on Netflix. And then I watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Reruns and reruns and reruns. No, it's not having a wank. No, it's definitely not that. Although, you never know. But no, not that. How do I say it without getting myself in trouble? I like the letters T, I like the letters H, and I like the letter C. That's about all I can really say there. Messi or Ronaldo, said Leicester Killer Foxy. Messi. How about you? What's your one? Messi or Ronaldo for you? Martin Skirtle or Cara? Cara. Definitely Cara. We've also been linked with Samara from Lille, I believe, Jimenez, Upamecano and Bastoni in the mirror. The Jimenez and Upamecano things, I would welcome that interest, Stephen. The Samar thing, yeah, I've seen that as well, buddy. I'm not going to lie and say I've seen much of Lille, though, so I'm probably not the best person to give an opinion on him. Actually, I'm definitely not the best person to give an opinion on him. There is a load to watch, Kurt, on Netflix. Yeah, definitely, it is amazing. And we signed up to Disney Plus today, actually. Now, it's not launching for another 2 days, but there's an intro offer for anybody who's in Ireland, and I'm sure it's for the UK as well. In Ireland, it's €59.99 for the year, or $6.99 a month. So we signed up for an annual one today, because I think we're going to get use out of it. Lozano's a good player, should be in a PSV. I don't think he has progressed as much as he did when he was being looked at during the World Cup that time. Would I take Saka? The Arsenal player? Yes, 100%. He's my first choice to come in as a backup or competition for Robbo, mate. Definitely. I think he's a really good player. With the position he's in at Arsenal at the minute, with running down his contract, I would like him. I'm not going to lie. He's great. Are Liverpool going to celebrate with fans or not? Yes, but probably a bit further down the line than we'd hope. But they will definitely do something. There'll definitely be... I know there'll be boss night events and stuff as well, for sure, when everything dies down a bit and it's safe for us all to do so. Am I streaming tomorrow? Probably. Yeah, probably. Have I watched Ozark? No, it's not my cup of tea. It's not the type of stuff I'd watch, Benjamin. Documentaries or comedy, that's pretty much it for me. What do I think about Coutinho? I really enjoyed him when he was at the club, but I don't want him back. And I think Coutinho can be shown as a good example of the grass not always being greener on the other side. He got his move to Barcelona and he wasn't good enough for Barcelona for various reasons. Bayern Munich don't seem to want to sign him either, and there's loads of talk about him coming back to the Premier League. he's a very talented footballer, but other coaches just aren't getting out of him what Jurgen Klopp was getting out of him. But that's Klopp. That's the magic of Jurgen Klopp. Would I buy Tielemans? No. Good player, but don't think he'd be a good fit for us. Who would you swap, or would I swap Klopp with any other manager? No. And it's the reason I say that is, how do I describe this? If I was to go into a factory and pour in a load of ingredients into a big jar and shake it all up and mix it out and then put it into a machine and build a Liverpool manager, it'll probably come out looking like Jurgen Klopp, because he has all the attributes that we want a Liverpool manager to have. And he suits what we're doing. Pep Guardiola is a remarkable manager. He is fantastic. Nothing but love for him. But I just think Klopp suits Liverpool, and I cannot think of anybody else that I'd rather right now. Will I do merch? Said Luca. Yes, we are working on merch. And our members will get a discount on merch, by the way. Another reason to hit that join button to become a member on the channel. Members will get a nice healthy discount on the merch. We're going to bring stuff out soon, Luca. Yeah. Gavin from Hotmic, lovely to see you in the chat, buddy. Said, Craig, the documentary Tiger King is a crazy watch. 7 episodes. I'll give it a bash. Although, Gavin, if you're in the US, mate, I don't know if we get the same stuff over here, but let's do a live check right now, mate. I'll open it up now on Netflix and see if I can get Tiger King. 1 second, where's the Netflix app? Okay, where are we? Where's the search button? Right. Oh, it is there, yes. I will add it right now, mate. I will add it to my list right now. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Gavin. It is available. I checked and I've added it to the list. Thank you. Plus, there is ways of getting the American one, Gavin. You know what I mean? There are ways around it. Ronaldo, because of his mentality. I mean, they both have strong mentalities, but you're right. Cristiano Ronaldo has definitely worked his ass off to get to where he is. And I'm not saying Messi didn't, but I would always admit that I think Ronaldo has a better work rate without a shot. And I'm not talking about on the pitch, I'm talking about off the pitch as well. But I think Messi's the more naturally gifted footballer. Opinion on Harry Wilson. I think he'll be gone in the summer. That's my opinion. I spoke to Boya on his channel about the link with Leicester and Harry Wilson. And if Liverpool can get the rumoured 30 million that we're asking for Harry Wilson, I would sell him. What else is there? Over to Hotmic. Big Mouth on Netflix. Connor watches that. I haven't watched it. Thoughts on Ronaldinho in jail? Stupidity is my thoughts, Keegan, mate. I mean, to go into, was it Bolivia or Venezuela? I can't remember what country it was, with a fake documentation. And if you look at the image, it fucking says Ronaldo, not Ronaldinho. It says Ronaldo on the name of the fake document. His Brazilian passport, I believe, was taken off him because of something to do with an illegal fishery or some fucking statute that he broke, or some law or something, that some illegal fishery, I think, that he's running with his brother. So some woman apparently gave him this Paraguayan, thank you Jack, Paraguayan fake identification card that says fucking Ronaldo on it. Ronaldo! Craig, what will happen with Marco Grujic and Ben Woodburn? Good question, Joel, and thank you for that one. Ben Woodburn's gone. When you drop down that level to Oxford, there's no, in my eyes, and I don't like to write off younger players, there's no roll back from Oxford. I mean, that's too much of a drop down for me. Marco Grujic, I think it's almost getting to a point where we have to make a call on Marco Grujic. This is what, his second season at Hertha. I would love to see him back at the club and learning from Fabinho, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's our player, so why not bring him back and use him? Even if it is only in the cup games, or even if he is used as a late replacement in games, just training and being around Fabinho and Henderson and players like that in midfield, I think would be massive for him. You do watch Hotmouth, stop lying, Connor. And even if you don't, you do. And you don't, but you do. His real name is Ronaldo, is it? I did not know that. I did not know that that was his real name. Now, I've learned something, VA. I didn't know that was his real name. There you go. If that is his real name, then hey, so be it. But I didn't know that. Should Karius leave Liverpool? Without a shadow of a doubt, Neil. 100%. and I think he will leave Liverpool in the summer. Doesn't look like Besiktas are going to want to make that loan to buy deal permanent. He's been linked with, where is it Copenhagen? I think it was Copenhagen that he's been linked with, if my memory serves me correct. But there's also clubs in Germany that would take him. And the good thing about this is, I suppose, what did he cost us? 4.5 million? Something like that. So we've probably nearly gotten the transfer fee back in loan payments. Now that doesn't cover his wages now, of course. Mane or Torres in his prime? Mane. Tough one. Because Torres was very, very good. And what an introduction he had against Chelsea as well. Mane, but Torres was good in his prime. And I was very, very excited when Liverpool signed Fernando Torres. I really was. 9EG, talk to you soon, buddy. Whereabouts am I from? What supporters club and how often do I head over? Right, so where am I from? I used to live in Dublin. I live in Wexford and I've lived in Wexford for many, many years. I used to be a part of the South Dublin Liverpool Supporters Club. And how many times do I head over? Well, this season I haven't gotten to go over. We're supposed to be going to the Villa game, but obviously that's been cancelled, so we miss out, unfortunately. I don't get tickets as often as I can. I go over as often as I could get tickets, put it that way. It's Anderlecht. Yes, of course it's Anderlecht. Thank you. Anderlecht is the club you've been linked with. Favourite football memory? You know, people are going to expect me to say Barcelona, and people are going to expect me to say Istanbul. But Istanbul doesn't happen without Steven Gerrard scoring against Olympiacos. So, Steven Gerrard's goal against Olympiacos, for sure. I know it's probably an odd one, but we don't get Istanbul without that goal. Joseph said I have that hoodie. I think a load of people have this hoodie, mate. I think Connor has a very similar hoodie. Hope you're well. Roberto, how are you, mate? Lovely to see you in. I hope that you're well as well. We covered last night, mate, that Dybala has tested positive for the coronavirus along with Rugani and who's the other player at Juventus that's tested positive? Matuidi. So again, I think they're all okay. I mean, as much as they have the virus, I think they're almost asymptomatic or at least have minor ailments. So wish them a speedy recovery, but lovely to see you in. Alisson or Oblak? Alisson, Subi, but it's because of him suiting our system. So like I said earlier on about Jurgen Klopp being more natural to us than Pep Guardiola would be, I think Alisson Becker, and I said this at the time when we were linked to goalkeepers before we brought him in, he was the one. I said it all along. Alisson's the one we need to be going for because of his distribution and the way that he plays just suits us. Jan Oblak's an amazing shot stopper. He's got amazing presence in the box, but he doesn't have the same distribution that you get from Alisson. So I would say Alisson, but Jan Oblak is outstanding. Rush or Dalglish? Dalglish, but again, I only kind of caught the very, very end of both of them. So yeah, I would say Dalglish though. Yes, Marouane Fellaini as well does have the coronavirus. We're going to hear lots and lots and lots more players and people picking it up as well. I think 4 Portsmouth players, I believe, have been confirmed to have it. Obviously, Mikel Arteta had it as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi, the 3 guys at Juventus. We're going to hear more and more and more people, ladies and gents. But as long, fingers crossed, anyone that does, stays healthy and makes a full recovery. Anybody remember Edmundo? Yes, I do, Stephen. And he was a head case, you're right. Ace Governor said, take the money now. They ain't going to play the same next season. I don't know who that was about, mate. Sorry. Luke Johnson, 1998, said, if you could have one player from our history to go into this team, who would you pick? One, just the one. Gerrard. Imagine Gerrard in behind. Gerrard or Alonso, because imagine those two, or either one of those two, in behind playing balls through to the front 3 that we have now. Jan Molby could do a fucking fine job in there as well, but I think somebody to play in the hole behind the front 3, so Gerrard would be... Imagine Gerrard. I keep thinking of De Bruyne in modern day terms, but imagine Stevie G in behind those front 3. Brian said Alisson was a statement as well. Yes, world record fee at the time for a goalkeeper before Chelsea followed that up by signing Kepa and, breaking that fee. But yeah, it was a statement. And it was also a little bit of a retaliation, I should say. Well, maybe retaliation isn't the right word. I think Roma felt like we pulled their pants down a little bit for Mohamed Salah. And I don't think that we did. Because Mohamed Salah progressed as much as he did, obviously because of his own hard work and dedication, but also because of the improved coaching that he got from Jurgen Klopp and the way we set the system up to get the most out of him. So I think they felt a bit slighted, but I don't think they should have. But yeah, they did command a pretty good fee for Alisson. Who's the biggest talent in England? Is this purely from an English perspective, Joel? If so, Trent. That guy, Trent for sure, for me, stands out as the greatest talent. Grealish, former Irish player, Jack Grealish, he looks really good as well. But there are loads of, like Curtis Jones. I know some people, I don't understand how anybody's on the fence about Curtis Jones, by the way. Somebody said this in the comment section the other day, or I sent it to me on WhatsApp or something, but somebody said they don't think Curtis Jones is going to make it. And that just blew my mind. For me, that's a no-brainer. Curtis Jones could absolutely. The reason I talk about bringing in an attacking midfielder is because I don't want to put too much pressure on Curtis Jones, but I think within 18 months, Curtis Jones will be a regular, I won't say starter, but will be regularly being used by Jurgen Klopp. Anthony said Alonso was great, but he only had 2 good seasons with us, his first and his last. Should have had more, but the situation with Rafael Benitez wanting to bring in Gareth Barry kind of, I think, got his back up a little bit. And I think Alonso wanted to be at the birth of his child, if my memory serves me correct. And Rafa had a disagreement with him over that, although I could be wrong on that one. Jones will make it, said Joel. Neo said Curtis Jones is a good midfielder. Love Jones, said 40-year-old Virgil. That name always makes me smile, mate. John said, Azzy, Craig isn't a Beatles fan. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people probably expect me to be. And what's more mad about it is I'm a massive Oasis fan. I just never took to the Beatles. Never. Do I think Phil Foden will make it? Yes, I do. I think Phil Foden's... Actually, it's a really good... He's a great footballer. He really is. But look who he's competing against to get game time at Manchester City. Yeah, I do like Phil Foden. And I do think he will make it, mate. That's a brilliant point. Connor said he was on the fence with Curtis Jones at first because I thought he was around Harry Wilson's age. When I found out he was so young, I was fully on board. Yeah, just turned 19, I think, Curtis Jones. Ridiculous. Is Curtis Jones a number 8 or a number 10? An 8.5 is where I go with Casper. He can definitely play in midfield, but he likes to get forward. So I would say he's probably an 8.5, if you get where I'm coming from. PSG might want Salah. Sell, said Ace Govender. Do you know what? Normally I jump on this and go, no. And I don't think Liverpool will sell any of our front 3 this year. But I've always been honest and said, if we had to lose one of the front 3, and nobody wants to, I love Mo, but he'd be the one I'd sell. If I had to pick one of that front 3 to go right now, and I don't want them to, but it would be Mohamed Salah. I just think that would be the sensible one to sell, in my humble opinion. As great as he is, as much as I love him, and I don't want him to go, but I do think one of them will move on. Not this summer, the following summer. Favourite team other than Liverpool? Barcelona. I've said this many times on the streams, mate. Yeah, Barcelona, without a shadow of a doubt. They're always the second team I look for. Always the team whose games I watch. But when we played Barcelona, I wanted to trash them. But Barca, definitely be my second team, no doubt. Do I like the Smiths? Some of the stuff. I wouldn't say I'm a Smiths fan, but yeah, some of the stuff. Cash talks, BS walks. I read that, first of all, Ace Governor, mate, as Cash talks, BS, and I was thinking, how dare you talk about Cash Boy like that? But you weren't. You were just talking about money. It's weird now I associate Cash with my friend Cash. I think Firmino finished his career at Liverpool, said Jack. We're up to 1,319 on Hotmic, ladies and gents. We are moving towards the end of the stream. We have about 5 or 10 minutes to go. So please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way, and you haven't hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on the stream as well. But most importantly, when we finish up, just to help us out, download that Hotmic app, put in the code Anfield Agenda, and give us a follow on there. And I promise you, you are doing more good for us than you'll ever know, and it won't cost you a penny. If you're on Hotmic right now, please do hit that share button as well. What do I think of Adama Traore? Very good footballer that's getting the most out of him in a system that's set up to get the most out of him at Wolves. Wouldn't want him at Liverpool. But, you know, when he gets going, when he gets on the run, like, other than like literally kicking his ankles, there's very little you can do to stop him. He's an absolute powerhouse. Do I think Ireland will qualify for the Euros? No, I don't, mate. Unfortunately, it's the 2 away qualifiers. If there was a possibility of even one of them at home, mate, but both of them being away from home, nah, I can't see it happening, and I hope to goodness I'm wrong, because of course I'd love to see Ireland qualify for the Euros and have games at the Aviva, but I don't think it'll happen, unfortunately, but I hope I'm wrong. Do I like Mick McCarthy and Robbie Keane as Ireland coaches? I like what they've done, in the sense of I like that they brought Mick McCarthy in to allow Stephen Kenny time to, you know, progress up the channel a little bit. I love the idea of Stephen Kenny coming in and coaching Ireland. I loved Brian Kerr coaching Ireland. So I love. There are very good coaches and very good football people within the League of Ireland that haven't been given opportunities. And Stephen Kenny has proven himself in the League of Ireland as an excellent manager. So I'm happy to have him come in. But I love Brian Kerr. I think Brian Kerr was a little bit harshly dealt with. I mean, there is no more of a footballing Irishman than Brian Kerr. Brian, like, you listen to Damien Duff, Robbie Keane, anybody talk about Brian Kerr, he's phenomenal. Can I give a shout out to Peter Murray? He's the #1 barber in Ireland. I mean, you know what I mean? I haven't been to a barber in a very long time, but absolutely, shout out to Peter Murray and continue doing what you're doing, mate. Well in. Who's my favourite Irish player, non-Liverpool related? Is this current or past? Past, Paul McGrath. Love Paul McGrath. Right now, well, it'd have to be non-Liverpool related, wouldn't it? Right now, who's my favourite Irish player? Fucking hell, this is a tough one. Caoimhín Kelleher, because he's from Liverpool, or he's playing for Liverpool, and that's kind of tells you where I feel we're at right now. But Paul McGrath is my favourite Irish player. Paul McGrath, Roy Keane, Ronnie Whelan, John Aldridge, love them. I know some of those are Liverpool players. Right, over to Hotmic. Prime Wright or Prime Lineker? Ooh. Lineker is... I mean, they're both exceptional forwards. Lineker, probably. Yeah, I'd probably go Gary Lineker over Ian Wright, but both excellent. And Wrighty was class. And is class. Still love listening to him on Match of the Day and stuff. And always has a kind word to say about Liverpool as well. Can you shout out my mate Damo Hanratty? Hello Damo, how are you, buddy? Alright, relax with the shout outs there, mate. This isn't like Craig FM here doing shout outs, like. Relax. Connor's gone for Seamus Coleman. Steve Finnan as well, actually. Although he was Liverpool related again, but I love Finnan. Do I like Radiohead? God almighty, no. Jesus, no. I mean, appreciate them, but... oh, God, it's depressing. God, it's depressing. Yeah, no, Radiohead's a no for me. Rugby Union or Rugby League? Rugby Union would be what... I'd actually watch both, to be honest. But Rugby Union. How much money do I make per month? On YouTube? About... with the way the channel's progressed now... let me check live. I can tell you live what we're projected to make this month now. Give me 2 seconds. $521.90 is the monthly projected. So what, round that down to euros, and you're about 480, something like that. So not a lot, mate. As you can see, there's no wages in this. This is 2 of us running the channel. Now bear in mind, with the electricity, the equipment that we use and stuff, and the stuff that we have to pay out, like for instance, when we get up to the next 1,000 followers in Hotmic, we're giving away a 50 quid Amazon gift card. When we get to 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, we're giving away a £50 Amazon gift card. So we always try and give back as well. We've done loads of giveaways and things like that. So yeah, we don't... yeah, money isn't very... which is why the fucking Hotmic thing comes in so handy for us, because you guys can help our channel without having to spend a penny. Who's my least favourite championship team? West Bromwich Albion. I'll always associate that club with Tony Pulis till the day I die. And Stoke would be the next one after that for the same reason. 500 Freddos. Can you get 500 Freddos for 480 quid? I don't even know how much a Freddo costs these days, Dave. Did I start the stream at 9 or 9:30? Right in the middle, Casper. We started at 9:15, buddy. Do I consider Michael Owen a club legend even though he played for United? No. For the very reason that you've just said. I can accept him going to Real Madrid, but I can never, ever, 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 ever justify in my own head, not that he has to justify it to me, why he went and played for Manchester United. I appreciate that he's been very open about it and very honest about it since. But I've always seen him more as England's Michael Owen than Liverpool's Michael Owen. But that's just my opinion. But there's no denying when he was at the club, he was shit hot. There's no denying that. Do I want Leeds coming up? Yes, definitely. A few of my uncles are Leeds fans. A few of my wife's uncles are Leeds fans. And I think Leeds are a club that should be in the Premier League. And I love their manager. So yes, I want Leeds to come up. Definitely. I want Leeds to come up. I wouldn't mind seeing Fulham come back up. Brentford or Preston wouldn't be too bad either. But it looks like it's going to be West Brom, Leeds, and then, whoever comes up through the playoff, obviously. Coutinho or Havertz? Right now, Havertz. His age, the potential, and the fact that I don't want Coutinho back at the club, Gypsy, but Havertz, yeah. What do I think of Ian Holloway? I love him. He's a fucking nutcase. I love him. I love the analogy he used one night about sometimes you go to the club and basically, he said you don't pull the best looking bird. He's funny. I like Ian Holloway. I think Ian Holloway added to the Premier League when he was here with Blackpool for sure. Do I think Kelleher will get a chance challenging Alisson, and do you think he can become our number one in the future? No. Unfortunately, Jack, I don't. It's one of my pet peeves that Liverpool have young goalkeepers that they bring through the youth systems and that none of them ever seem to make it to the first team, because it's a really, really difficult one to give these guys the chance when you're at the level that Liverpool are playing at, and you really can't afford mistakes, which you get from younger keepers. And of course you get them from experienced keepers as well, but it's a difficult one because he has everything in his arsenal, and so does Grabara. But I think I can't see him getting the opportunities to be able to make it as our number one. It breaks my heart to say this because we might as well not be bringing keepers through the youth system. It's frustrating, but I can understand how it's such a difficult position to take a gamble on like that. Best scumbag in football history? That is a fucking beautiful question, mate. Best scumbag in football history? You've gone for Vinnie Jones and Joey Barton. I think we can go a bit better than that. There's been some great shithouses over the year. I'll use shithouse instead of scumbag because I don't like calling anyone a scumbag. Ramos has got to be up there. Suarez has got to be up there. Costa has got to be up there. Graham Souness has got to be up there. Then there was some fake ones like Dennis Wise, who I just never really got, to be fair. Any of those guys that I mentioned. And then if you look over to Spain and stuff, there was always a few shithouses like he was the dude that plays for Sevilla in midfield. Ran over himself with his own car. What's that dude's name? Somebody will help me out in the chat. He's an absolute shithouse as well, and I cannot think of his name for the life of me. Cantona, Cantona was a good shithouse for sure. Gattuso was a shit. Ever Banega, that's the one. LFC lad. Yeah, Ever Banega has a bit of the shithouses about him as well. Yeah, I've always kind of had a begrudging admiration for him. Gattuso, yes, definitely. But look, I think Ramos, as much as we all hate him, I think he took it to a different level with his shithousery and the schlieviness, the slyness of his shithousery. I think Ramos is an elite shithouse. Vardy. Boy, I said if we're talking shithouses, Vardy's in the conversation. We actually talked about this the other day. I was saying to Boya that one of my first horrible memories of Vardy was when he absolutely clattered into Sadio Mane. I think was it the season Leicester won the league? He took him out in the first few minutes and he had to go off. Yeah, I really despised Vardy after that. Lee Cadamol, yeah, he's a B-Tech hard man, isn't he? Or B-Tech shithouse. Keegan said Gattuso for sure, great rivalry back in the day. Shane said Chowdhury from Leicester. I know why you're going for that one, mate. Gary Medell, there's a show. Gary Medell, definitely. Uber shithouse. Yes, great shout that from Connor. I mean, look at that Chilean team. You had Gary Medell in there, and then you had Vidal in the same team. Like, just shithouses par excellence, like, both of them. Love it. Rachel, how are you? Welcome. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night. We've been streaming a good hour and a half now, which has been absolutely brilliant. Try my best to get on again tomorrow. But look, as we finish up tonight and as the stream goes off, please do a couple of things for me to help us out. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't done it. Give us the thumbs up. But most importantly, we're at 1,320 followers on Hotmic now. Surely to God 30 of you guys can do us that favour. Download the Hotmic app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Put in the code Anfield Agenda, all capital letters, all one word. There is a link into the chat right now. John Hamilton has put it in. There is also a link in the description. And make sure to go over to Leicester City LCFC Boya's channel and have a look at the video myself and him recorded yesterday. I'm not sure if it's up yet, Boya, but I know it will be up soon. And again, thank you. Look after yourselves. Take care of your family. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds, as always. Love to you all, folks.